Going live. We are live. Welcome. Good evening. Little throat clearing there to start off. How are you tonight? It is Wednesday. It is the day after Christmas. I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas. I hope everybody got what they want in whatever form it was that they wanted. I don't know. I did. Had a good Christmas here. Had our Christmas in Ohio, of course, where it is still cold. I think it's in the 30s right now. We had frost and ice and crap this morning, so gonna head back soon to where it's warm. Although I believe it's supposed to get a little colder there coming up. Figures right when we go back, it's gonna get a little bit colder. So what the heck? Why not? Got a few comments on here. A few people have been on. Garner, let's see. Garner is waiting for Krista to open the movie that he sent her. Well, hey Garner, we're gonna check on that as soon as we get back. It should be at the house. We have some people checking the house and the PO box, and there's always somebody around there anyway, so it should be there. We will open it on the stream, on a live stream coming up. Marcus says who? Then Marcus says hi. Then Brandon says hi, and Brandon says hope everybody had, excuse me, a good Christmas. We did. I hope you did too, Brandon. Marcus says hi again. Hello again, Marcus. Ed Crane. Ed, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel, bud. Ed says, did you at least out some miles on that Tacoma? Did you at least out some miles on that Tacoma? I must be put some miles on that Tacoma. I've been away from it for the last 2.5 weeks, so nothing's really changed, but there will be more miles put on the Tacoma. Don't worry, it's going to happen. Krista says, hi, honey. Krista, how you doing? Ed Crane says, you really have to drive it more. I don't disagree with that. I kind of split time. You know, my daily driver is really the Honda Civic because I like driving that, and I don't want to put tons of miles on the Tacoma anyway. But I do agree, it does need to be driven a bit more. T-Dub, Thunder Whisperer says, hello all. Thunder Whisper, how you doing, man? Did you have a good Christmas? Did you get everything that you wanted? Thunder Whisper says, Garner, what are you up to? I'd guess about 145, something like that. Snail Trail says, hola. Snail Trail, how you doing, buddy? What's happening tonight, man? Vermont Country says, hi, Krista. Oh, sorry, you were talking to Rob. Well, I don't know. I'm maybe, I don't know. Krista's actually sick, so she'll not be joining me on camera, but she is in the stream, as you guys can see. So feel free to give her a hard time, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's see. Marty Meneses. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. Marty says, hello from Key West. Oh my God. I assume you have some pretty nice weather down there. It's probably pretty warm. What is it, if I get the right terminology? Longitudinally? I don't know. Geographically, across the globe, it's probably at about the same position as where I'm at, or will be here in a few days when it actually gets a little bit warmer, you know? Let's see. This time I simply just lost my place. Krista says, Vermont, LOL. How are you, buddy? Marcus says, where's Krista? She's downstairs, not feeling well. So she's not going to be on here in person or on video tonight, but she is on the stream, so feel free, you know. Let's see. Marcus says, where's Krista? I said, Vermont Country says, I'm hanging in there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Garner says, hello, everyone. Garner, how you doing tonight, buddy? I see you were really early on the stream tonight. Edge Everyday says, sorry, guys, can't be on tonight. Need to get on live chat. See you guys next time. Brian, I thank you for stopping by, and I certainly thank you for pointing that out because I was not on live stream. I hope you have a good night, Brian. Krista says, thanks, Robbie. I don't even know who that is. Nobody's called me Robbie since I was like 5 years old. Thunder Whisper says, hi, Edge. Later, Edge. There you go. Garner says, Krista, I am sick with a sore throat. Well, that sucks, buddy. Marty says it's 83 today. Oh, my God. I think it was, it must have been in the 20s when I got out of bed this morning. Frost all over everything. I put a picture on Instagram of a picture I took of a tree that had like needle ice on it or something. It was cold, man. Marcus says, get better. Krista Snail Trail says, tonight I'm going to go record the High Sierra 4x4 content or podcast. I'm going to go record that'll be cool. Awesome. Krista says, later edge. Angela D. Angela, welcome to the stream, man. How you doing? Or woman, I'm sorry. Angela says, hey, Rob, are you in Texas right now? Am I in Texas right now? Depends on whether you mean physically, mentally, or spiritually. Where are you, Angela? Krista says, Richard, I'm sorry to hear that. Krista says, thanks, Marcus. Mike Roten says, hey, to Rob and Krista. How you doing, Mike? What's new? What's exciting, man? Marty says, thanks for the seat mod. You did the seat mod. What did you think? Did it work out for you? And what did you use? Did you go with the little 1-inch spacer, or did you use washers? Some people have been using washers for that mod, which isn't a bad idea. I mean, actually, you can kind of fine tune it a little bit more with the washer because you can, obviously they're thinner, so you can build it up or reduce it however much you want. So probably not too bad, but how's it working out and what did you use? Excuse me. Krista says, hey, Mike. Garner says, Krista, did you get a package in the mail from me? She wouldn't have gotten a package here. Krista says, you are always Robbie to me, honey. Aw, isn't that sweet? Garner says, Krista, LOL. Krista says, Richard, we aren't home yet. I know it's waiting for us. I'm sure it is. Chad says, hey, everyone. Chad, how you doing tonight, buddy? Angela says, Sudbury, Ontario. I'm Keenan's aunt. Ah, well, that's cool. Or are you really Keenan? Is Keenan there? Is Keenan sitting there? Richard Garner says, Krista, I thought you were back home. Not yet. We leave soon, and we will be back soon. Back to the nice weather and the heat and the warmth and home. It's home. Marcus says, I have ammonia right now. I assume you mean pneumonia. I'm trying to get better. So far, I'm feeling crappy. Oh, that sucks, man. I hope you get better, Marcus. How long have you had pneumonia, man? I had pneumonia when I was a baby, actually. I was in the hospital with tubes stuck down my throat or something, or nose, or I don't know. And I'm allergic to penicillin, so it didn't go well. Almost died twice in my life, actually. I consider that a near-death experience. Pneumonia in a baby back then, not a good thing. And then my mom had to have her appendix removed while she was pregnant with me. That was a pretty serious operation back in the day. And so I consider myself kind of like a cat. I have 7 left, you know. I've already burnt 2. I've got 7 left, man. Vermont Country says, you're always Robbie to me too, Rob. Thanks. I love it. Garner says, who is Robbie? I don't know, man. I don't know. Rafe says, Merry Late Christmas. Rafe, Merry Late Christmas to you too, bud. How was it? Did you have a good Christmas? Did you get anything good? What's the best thing you guys got this year for Christmas? What's the best thing you got? Let's see. Angela says, no, Keenan is in Australia right now. Australia? What in the world is he doing in Australia? Krista says, Robbie is ThrobbNation. Apparently, I have been given that moniker. I don't know. My daughter's boyfriend actually refers to me as ThrobbNation, which I guess, you know, whatever. Although when you hear that in public, you might wonder what that means. I don't know. And then you should go check it out on YouTube. Richard Garner says, Rob, when you get home, will you be back with your red? You will be back with your red baby. I will. It's sitting there. It's waiting. I have a list of things I want to do. One thing I need to do, and I'll discuss that in just a minute. There is going to be another upcoming, what I'll call a fairly major mod to the Tacoma. Not necessarily unexpected, but necessary, I think. Thunder Whisper says they have every size ABS spacer at the hardware store for raising those Tacoma seats. Or you could pick yourself up a Tundra where the seats are just perfect. I see. So I don't know. But if you have a Tacoma, I don't know. And they are quite nice in the Tundra, I must admit. I did like the seats. We drove that truck from um, Ohio to Texas and back, and it was very, very comfortable. So I can't dispute that at all. Krista says Vermont, laughing out loud. I don't know if she's laughing at Vermont or laughing at Vermont. Gear Runner, Gear Buddy, what's up, man? Gear says, what's up? Trobbets. Well, either way. Sorry, I'm late. I just got out of the shower. Yeah, big surprise there, you know. Long day today. Yeah, Gear's got a video up. I think it's up on washing your truck. I just saw the Instagram post. I didn't have time to make it to YouTube to see which one is up, and I hadn't seen the notification. So I'm assuming it's the washing of the truck. Gear's truck is clean now. I wish he'd come and wash my truck, especially in this weather, but he can keep his germs to himself. Marcus says, I had it for a week, got it before Christmas. Well, I hope you get better, buddy. And I'm assuming you're on either a Z-Pack or a penicillin, preferably, or something like that. Marcus says, hey, Gear Runner. Rafe says, I don't get Christmas presents. You don't get Christmas presents? Why don't you get Christmas presents? Or maybe you don't celebrate Christmas. I know, obviously, there are folks that don't. Eddie Smallhorn says, hello, gang. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Eddie, how you doing, buddy? Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas? Krista says, hey, Andy and Eddie. Garner says, my Christmas PJ pants I got for Christmas came with a hole in the crotch. That was not sewn up by the factory. I don't know what to say to that. Angela says, he is visiting family. I got a brand new truck from my hubby. 2019 Chevy Silverado RST 2.7i 4x4. That's awesome. How do you like it, man? And isn't the 2019 Chevy, isn't that the one that has the now more rounded wheel wells as opposed to those old square wheel wells? Gear Runner says, hi, Krista. Jack. Hey, Jack. How you doing, man? Jack says, hello, gang. Just getting in from work. How is everyone? Pretty good, Jack. How you been? And I hope you got some time off over the holiday to spend some time on the holiday, you know? I know that's a busy time. Krista says, LOL, Richard. Richard says, hi, Gear Runner. I think I got the sickness you had. Could be. Krista's got the sick. She's got the sick, man. Gear Runner says, hey, Garner. Eddie Smallhorn says, hello, Krista. Hope you are having an awesome day. She's not. She's sick. That's why she's not on the stream. She's downstairs. She's on the stream, but she's not pictured in the stream, I guess. Thunder Whisper says, gear in the shower is just like death and taxes. Guaranteed to happen. LOL. I think Gear really lives in the shower. When he's not in Florida vacationing on the beach, kind of like a big bath for Gear, he's in the shower at home. I don't know. Krista says, hello, Jack. Vermont Country says, Krista is laughing with Vermont. I got you. There you go. Gear Runner says, let's see. What does Gear Runner say? I'm on the edge of my seat. Now I got to go find it again. Gear Runner says, nope, no video, but I did shoot 7 today. Oh, you didn't put a video out? I thought what I saw on Instagram was the precursor to the truck washing video. I guess I'm wrong. Jack says, hey, Krista. Gear Runner says, hey, Marcus and Jack. Eddie says, hey, Jack. Marcus, he retracted. Jack says, hey, Gear and Eddie. Oil the gun smooth, baby. Oil the gun smooth. I like that. Welcome to the stream and welcome to the channel, man. Oil the gun smooth, says Rob. What will be the next mod to the Tacoma? The next mod is going to be changing out the upper control arms. I had discovered, and I talked about this in a video, that I have a rubbing going on when the tire's about that far away from the upper control arm. And when I turn the wheel all the way to the left on one side or all the way to the right on the other side, it actually contacts the upper control arm. When I take a turn, and it doesn't have to be all the way to the left, and the wheel articulates, it also touches the control arm. So I need a less, what do you want to say, a better clearance between the tire and the control arm. I could leave it alone as long as I don't crank the wheel or, you know, go relatively slow over those bumps, you know, like when you leave a McDonald's parking lot after a sweet tea run. I hit just a little bit, just a little rub. I can feel it, but it's got to be right. You know, that's just not right. I got to fix it. So we're going to head back to the shop, have a talk with my guy over there and get this straightened out. Eddie says, hey, Gear. Krista says, you're right, Vermont. You're right. Marcus says, on a Z-Pack. Gotcha. That's the big antibiotic these days, it seems. Garner says, hi, Eddie. Rafe says, I celebrate it, but my family does not get me any. I don't mind, though. Well, there's got to be somebody out there that can get you a present. Next year, you'll have to let me know. I'll send you a present. Eddie Smallhorn says, hello, Richard. That's what we're going to call Garner from now on, Richard. Just gives a little more pomp, a little more circumstance to Garner. Gear Runner says, my mom got me a sweatshirt and it didn't fit. Excuse me, it didn't fit. Took it back and got a pair of UA sweatpants. Awesome. My wife couldn't tell me no, but she got me the exact same pair for Christmas. LOL, same color and all. Oh man, so now you got a duplicate. What are you gonna do? Krista says, Eddie, I'm not feeling too good. It's a drag. Hope you had a good Christmas. Vermont Country says, Krista, I knew it. Great minds and such. Yeah. Eddie Smallhorn says, I sure did, and then some. Wow. Looks like Eddie got that special present this year. Whatever that was, I don't know. Gear Runner says, sorry to hear that, Krista. It takes a while to get over. I know. She's been sick for about a week and a half, maybe. I don't know. Krista says, you got it, Vermont. Gear Runner says, I'm still not over it. Yeah, Gear's been sick for like a month and a half, man. Garner says, Gear Runner in the shower is like a nightmare to me. LOL. You're not alone, Garner. You're not alone. Eddie Smallhorn says, Krista, Yuru is finally getting over it. She had to take a Z-Pack. Yeah, I can imagine. Krista says, yeah, Andy, I've been in bed most of the day. No fun, as she has, actually. Thunder Whisper says, Gear, what are UA sweatpants? Angela says, yes, my truck has the new bodies. It's a double cab, awesome, which is like the double cab on the Tundra. That's cool. I love it. It's awesome and gets 29 miles per gallon on the highway. My hubby got a 2019 Sierra 1500 Denali 6-foot box. That's cool. You guys are good for the Canadian economy, man. I like that. Richard, or Gear Runner rather, says, tomorrow is my 1-year anniversary as a tuber. Hey, and I want to congratulate Gear. Gear is doing a fantastic job on YouTube. The channel's growing. The subs are growing. His content is interesting, not boring, like a lot of people who are on for a long time. Sometimes it gets a little droll. I don't know, but Gear's doing a great job. Congratulations to you, man. And many more. Garner says, I ate a turkey leg, I hope it was cooked, at my grandmother's house yesterday, and it made me sick. Was it raw? I don't understand. Garner says, happy anniversary, Gear Runner. Jack says, congrats, Gear. Krista says, Eddie, my mom has ordered me to go to urgent care tomorrow. Whatever I have is getting worse, so I don't know. Gear Runner says, thanks, Garner and Jack. It's been a great year. Thanks to all of you. Oil the Gun Smooth. What an awesome name. A sweet tea run, LOL. Hey, man, you got to have the sweet tea. You know, I'm a sweet tea fanatic. It's my favorite drink. Sweet tea is my favorite drink. And here we have Cane's, which we do have in Texas now. Cane's actually makes a good, consistent sweet tea. I would say even a little better than McDonald's. More expensive, but better. Vermont Country says, Rob, I want a present too. Don't you get presents either? John Wesley Thomas. John, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. John says, hey, with a nice little, wave. How you doing, John? What's new, buddy? Merry Christmas late to you. Richard Garner says, Rob, did Jose, come on, Garner, you got to get her name right. It's not Jose. It's Josie. Did Josie go back home? I mean, Josie. I see. I didn't read far enough. No, she did not. She's actually at her grandmother's house tonight, but she'll be back tomorrow. Rafe Severin says, I'm okay, man. I've not received a Christmas present since 2005. Thank you for the thought, though. I'm not okay with that, Rafe. Everybody should get some kind of a Christmas present. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant, but you should get something. So next year, make sure you're on here. You hit me up. I'm going to send you something. Sean says, yo, Rob, what's up? Sean, how you doing, buddy? Gear Runner says, I kept them, LOL. I like them. That's why I got them. Now I have two. Hey, you can double bag, man. Gear Runner says, hey, Sean. Krista says, hi, Sean. Sean says, hey, Gear. Sean says, hey, Krista. It's such a friendly bunch. Excuse me. Garner says, Gear Runner got pink lace for Christmas, LOL. That wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Gear Runner says, Under Armour Tundra Whisperer, hence the UA designation for the sweatpants. Actually, when I first read that comment from Gear, I thought it said sweet. And I thought, why is Gear getting sweet pants? I don't know. Krista says, Canadians rock. Gear Runner says, thank you, Rob. I really appreciate that, buddy. You're welcome. You deserve it. Good job. Jack says, hey, folks, we're going out for dinner. It was a long day. Have a good night, everyone. You too, Jack. Merry Christmas to you once again, buddy. Thanks for being on here, and I hope you have a fantastic dinner. Garner says, Krista, make Rob drive you to the doctors. Rafe says, Milo's sweet tea is the best. I am not familiar with Milo's sweet tea. Krista Greenbean says, have a good night, Jack. T-Dub says later, Jack. Eddie says, Gear is rocking. Gear is rocking, so don't come a knocking, man, especially when he's in the shower. Garner says, Gear Runner sings Christmas songs in the shower. It's always about the shower with Gear. You know, either he's running around without a shirt on or he's hanging out in the shower. I don't know what it is about Gear, but hey. Garner says, Gear Runner sings Christmas. I read that. Rob Yoda says, Yellow All, good afternoon. Rob Yoda, how you doing, man? What was your favorite Christmas gift this year? Assuming you got a Christmas gift. Krista says, hi, Rob Yoda, a name I cannot pronounce, and I'm so sorry about that. Let's just say it ends with a K, it looks like. I don't know. Says, ThrobbNation, what are your thoughts on the 2021 Tundra supposedly getting 30 mile per gallon? Well, first of all, I can't wait to see the redesign on the Tundra. It's going to be awesome to see what they actually do with it. Now, 30 mile per gallon, there's only a few ways they can manage that. One, cylinder deactivation. I don't know that I'm really opposed to that as long as it's handled well and when you need it or want it, it's there. Or electric motors. I'm kind of digging that. You know, it's kind of new technology thing, you know, and I love new tech. So I'm kind of digging that if they do that. You know, if you reduce the proportions, make it a lot smaller, do something crazy. I'm not really digging that. We have the Tacoma after all. We don't need a smaller Tundra. We'll see. I think that would be awesome. And that would be one heck of a leap from where it's at right now. And it's what, 14, 15 mile per gallon. So I think that's awesome, man. Depending on how they work it, how they handle it. We'll see. Gear Runner says, to go with my sweet arse. And nothing else to say about that. Gear Runner says, hey, Rob Yoda, Rebel Rouser. Justin, how you doing, buddy? Justin says, hi, Rob and everyone. Garner says, hi, Rebel Rouser. Sean says, who's watching Gear in the shower? You know, Gear broadcasts everything. So I don't know what media platform it's on, but I'm sure it's out there if you search hard enough. Javi, or Javi, I'm sorry. Javi says, and welcome to the stream and the channel, by the way. Javi says, hope you had a good Christmas night with your family, Rob. Javi, we did. It was a great night. I had a great time. I hope you had a great Christmas. And I apologize if I'm butchering your name. That's my best guess. Let me know if it's wrong. Garner says, Gear Runner, you should just marry the shower, LOL. He may have already. It's hard to say. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Richard. Krista says, hi, Justin. Vermont Country says, I'm out of here for now. Later. Thanks for being on. I appreciate it. And Happy New Year to you. Rebel Rouser says, hey, Krista. Gear Runner says, hey, Justin. How are you? Rebel Rouser says, have a good night, Vermont Country. Krista Greenbean says, have a good one, Vermont. The fellow or lady with the name I cannot pronounce says, ThrobbNation, I think it's 30 miles per gallon is only attainable via diesel. I don't know, man. If you go electric motors and reduce the weight and maybe employ some cylinder deactivation, You might be able to hit 30 mile per gallon. I don't know. Justin says, doing okay, Gear. How are you? Thunder Whisper says, electric truck sounds gutless. Oh, there's no way, man. You ever driven an electric vehicle? They are very, very quick. Rafe says, it's a Southern thing. Milo started in Birmingham, Alabama, which, by the way, the South, they have cornered the market on sweet tea. There is no better sweet tea than Southern sweet tea. I think, especially in the, what do you want to say, the Eastern South, if that makes any sense. I think they sell it at Walmart and Target across the country. Going shopping, I hope you feel better, Krista. Rafe, I will have to check that out, man. I used to buy Lipton sweet tea in the glass bottle, and then Lipton changed their recipe on it, and it wasn't good anymore. And I don't even think you can get it in a glass bottle now. I think it's all plastic, but it's not good. So I'll have to check that out. Milo's. I will check that out. Gear Runner says, who isn't, Sean? Laughing my arse off. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Vermont Country says, I will, Krista. Feel better. See you, Robbie. Yeah, thanks, bud. You have a good night, man. And thanks for being on. Gear Runner says, they do have good tea, Rafe. They do. Krista says, thanks, Rafe. Have a great night. The person with the name I cannot pronounce says, Ram half-ton diesel is getting around 28 mile per gallon. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. It's probably going to be some diesel. I don't know. Rob Yoda says, my favorite Christmas gift was becoming sick and staying home. My family decided to cancel Christmas till Friday. All 6 of us were sick. Yeah, everybody here, well, 3 of us here were sick when we got here from Texas. I kind of got it halfway through the trip, and then the first 5 days I was here, then my mom got it. Now Krista's got it. It's kind of making it, and Krista's got it the worst, I think. Rebel Rouser says, I've never seen Milo's. I need to look for it. Yeah, I want to try that. If it's good stuff, man, I'm in. Let's see. Thunder Whisper says, Gear's shower stall is lined in mirrors, so I guess he's watching himself. I like that. And it doesn't surprise me at all. Richard Garner says, Gear Runner has it on his Patreon page. Gear Runner has it on his, oh, I see. He may have, I don't know. I think it's a penny a view or something like that. That's all he could get. I don't know. Gear Runner's laughing out loud at Garner. That was rather funny. Gear Runner says, true, T-Dub, true. Garner says, hi, T-Dub. Rebel Rouser says, did you have a good Christmas? I did. I had a great Christmas. Did you? How was your Christmas, man? Scott, how you doing, Scott? Scott says, hi, folks. Seems like I've missed a lot, or maybe not, LOL. It all depends. It all depends, Scott. You know, sometimes the stream kind of goes like this, you know. Sometimes it's on the upswing. Sometimes we're talking about gear. I mean, I don't know. Krista says, Rob Yoda, that's a bummer, man. Thunder Whisper says, hi, Richard. Gear Runner says, hey, Scott, what's up, buddy? Gear Runner says, I read that. Rebel Roger says, hi, Scott. Garner says something, and then my thing went crazy. Garner says, hi, Scott. Gear Runner says, yes, we did. Southern Sweet Tea rocks. Oh, there's nothing better than Southern Sweet Tea, man. The name I cannot pronounce says, electric or electric hybrid will not have towing capacity required for half-ton market. That's true, and I would assume that they'll probably have more than one variant of the truck when it comes out. You're going to have a lower mileage, higher towing capacity version, and you're going to have a probably an option where you can get something that just gets better fuel economy. That would be my guess. Scott says, hey, Gear and Justin. Justin says, my wife and daughter love the Milo's tea. I got to try this stuff, man. Let's see. Scott says, hey, Richard. Richard says, I like Louisiana tea. I don't. I've had it. I don't really like it. Rebel Rouser says, Lipton tea is terrible. Oh, come on. Well, today's version it is. I agree. Not the little tea packets, though. They're my favorite if I'm going to make tea. Krista says, hi, Scott. Sean says, Gear is setting up a new channel as we speak. That's right. It's Gear X, I think. Gear X. Or maybe it's Gear X Runner. Something like that. Gear Runner says, LOL, shower time with Gear. Don't even want to see that. Jimmy Pham, how you doing, Jimmy? What's up, man? Jimmy says, hey. Gear Runner says, hey, Jimmy. The man or woman with a name I cannot pronounce says, what will a Tundra attaining 30 mile per gallon effect be on Tacoma sales? I would say probably none, because I bet probably most people don't buy the Tacoma for its gas mileage. I'm guessing they buy it for its size and its price tag. So I can't imagine it will affect the Tacoma at all. Rebel Rouser says, hey, Richard, I was just in your town. Really? Let's see. Rebel Rouser says, hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Jimmy says, Gear Runner, what's up, man? Krista says, TMI gear, LOL. Yeah, we don't want to know that, man. We don't want to know that. Richard Garner says, go to Kroger's if you want Milo's tea. Awesome. I'll have to check that out, but we don't have a Kroger's where I'm at. We have HEB. HEB. Gear Runner says, LOLB. Krista says, hiya, Jimmy. The name I cannot pronounce says, is this Toyota waving the white flag in preparation for the Jeep Gladiator arrival? No, I don't think the Jeep Gladiator is going to do anything to the Tacoma. I really don't. I think that the Jeep is a separate market, probably its own niche market, really, within the Jeep family, separate from the small pickup trucks. I just don't get that truck feel when I see the Jeep. I don't know why. So I could be wrong. It'll be interesting to see, but I don't think so, man. Let's see. Rafe says, before I go get my email from TD. Before I go get my email from TD. I'm not sure what that means. DCG says, oh, I like this. Happy Festivus. Real quick, who knows where that comes from? And Carlos, how you doing, man? Rebel Rouser says, hi, Carlos. Merry belated Christmas, LOL. Sean says, they will have to worry about Taco's gas mileage first. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Tacoma gets, fantastic mileage either. I mean, it's okay, but it's not earth-shattering, that's for sure. Krista says, hi, Carlos. Carlos says, Merry belated Christmas to you, Justin. Gear Runner says, Carlos de la Cruz. I like that. DCG says, hiya, Krista. DCG says, Andy. Scott says, hi, Krista. Missing that Jeep, I bet. Yeah, I think she is. Thunder Whisper says, did anyone have mimosas during the holidays? Love them. Darn things. Delicious. No alcohol at all during the holidays. Garner says, I am watching Solo, a Star Wars story on 4K again. And I would just rub it in your face, Rob. Thanks, Garner. That's right along with the spirit of the season. I appreciate that. Justin says, anyone got a link to Gear's new channel? No, we cannot link to Gear's new channel because this is G/PG rated here, so we can't do that. Krista says, Scott, you are so right. Can't wait to drive my Jeep. Jimmy says, Krista Greenbean, sup, man. Gear Runner says, LOL, Justin. It's only on pay-per-view. Rob will be broke shortly subscribing to it. No. But I hear Gear's giving out free gift cards for it. So, along with those free subs he still has to hand out, by the way. If anybody remembers that, I still haven't gotten mine. Garner says, you were in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and you didn't stop by to visit? Why not? I missed you. Rebel Rouser, he's a double laughing. Krista says, oh my gosh, Andy. Gosh. Rebel Rouser says, I thought you lived in Johannesburg or Jonesburg, Richard. Gear Runner says, I agree. Jeep won't affect the truck market very much. I don't think so either, man. Rafe says, Azazing. Garner says, I would buy a pure electric Tacoma if they ever make one. Well, they're going to make one someday because everything is going to go that way down the road. I just don't know if we'll live long enough to see it. The name I cannot pronounce says, one thing for sure, if it is a diesel platform to attain 35 miles or 30 miles per gallon, it's going to affect reliability. Electric technology and hybrid in truck platform is going to cause so many problems. You never know till you get them out there, man. I don't know. Garner says, hi, Carlos. Sean says, Seinfeld. There you go. George, was it George? Who celebrated Festivus? Now I can't remember. It was George. Wasn't it George? Carlos says, hi, Richard. Scott says, kind of what I thought, Krista. Yep, she is. Justin says, have you ever gotten above 20 miles per gallon in the Tacoma? No, I haven't. Highest I've gotten is about 18.4. Gear Runner says, I agree. I definitely wouldn't buy a first year or two of the new Tundra to check reliability and let them get the bugs out. Yeah, I agree, but I'm going to be pretty interested in them when they come out. Rob Yoda says, I posted some of my Jeeps on my Facebook. The yellow 41 on there used to be my grandpa's, then my dad's, and now mine. Awesome. I have to check that out, man. Garner says, Gear Runner, you need to get a Nintendo Switch. It is awesome. My daughter got me one of the new little Nintendo games that has all the games already in it for Christmas. We were sitting there playing Mario Brothers for, I don't know, a couple hours, I think, the other night. It's awesome. I love it. Let's see. Sean says, no, Justin, you don't want it. You don't want it. Rafe says, bad grammar. I was trying to say getting my email from TD. Before I go, wait a minute. The before I go was me telling myself, but I typed it before the message. Now I am leaving. Well, good night, Rafe, once again, and thanks for being on, buddy. Gear Runner says, so you subscribe to check it out, Sean? Rebel Rouser, he's a-laughing because he just saw Gear's new channel. Gear Runner says, we thought about it, Garner. We thought about it, but we didn't stop. Sean says, first year free, right, Gear? And second and third, probably. Richard Gardner says, Gear Runner, I will take a Home Depot gift card. Scott S. says, by the way, Jenkins Strav 95 just subscribed. Thank you for that if you're on here. I appreciate the sub. Scott says, anybody heard of Jewel Osco? Jewel Osco. That's our main grocery store up here. I never heard of that. I never would have guessed that was a grocery store either, man. Wow. Gear Runner says, first minute free, Sean. Yeah, that's all it'll take. That's all. Yeah, never mind. Rebel Rouser says, I'm getting 27 miles per gallon. You need to trade for an Odyssey, Rob. You know, I do like minivans. If they came out with a sporty, decent powered, well-handling minivan, I might be interested. I do like them. I like the size and their comfort, you know. The name I cannot pronounce says Toyota will go full on hydrogen before all electric. This is my opinion, based on Toyota still not ever producing a fully electric mass production produced passenger car when their competitors have. We'll see what happens with Toyota here in the next 10 years. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Carlos says, George's, no, I believe that's, that is George. George's dad invented it, Rob. That's right. I remember now, along with the Manzir. Do you remember that episode? Gear has one of those, by the way. He thought that was real. So when he saw that Seinfeld episode, he went out and got a Manzir. That's what he said. I don't know. Rebel Rouser says, where's the link? It's not on this page. It can't be posted here. You'll have to, by the way, anybody who's interested in Gear Runner's new channel, just go ahead and send him an instant message right now over on Instagram. He'll send you the link to it. Sean says, Festivus for the rest of us. George's father. There you go. Richard Gardner says, I saw a truck online and it runs on corn oil. Yeah, I've heard of those vehicles before anyway that do that. Vegetable oil, corn oil, you name it. Scott says Ram has some type of hybrid now, I guess. I've heard that. Rebel Rouser says, when are you going back to Texas? Within the next 3 days, I believe. Soon. Gear Runner says, we spent $140 on Wii controllers and games Christmas Eve. We all played all night. We knew that stuff was still, or who knew that stuff was still that expensive used? Oh, yeah, it costs a fortune. Rebel Rouser says, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Rebel Rouser says corn oil equals diesel. It was a big deal back in the early 90s when fuel prices were outrageous and it was cheaper to buy oil. Garner says, Rob, was it the Super Nintendo Mini? And if it was, can you download all the games to it from the internet? I don't know what version it is. It already has the games on it. And I didn't see anywhere to connect it to the internet or any way in the settings, but I haven't looked that close. Gear Runner says, drop a Nissan GTR engine in a minivan. That'd be cool. Wow, that would get the views, or maybe a 2JZ out of the Supra Turbo. That would be fun. Scott says, can't beat Mario Brothers. I know, man, and it's addicting, man. I love it. Gear Runner says, Manzir. I thought that was a banana hammock. No, it was a Manzir. You might have tried to use it as a banana hammock, but probably wasn't very comfortable. Gear Runner says, no DMs, man. Don't direct message me. I don't want you to. And make sure you state in great depth what it is that you're asking about and even more, what you expect to see. Okay. Just detail that. Gear would love it if you do that. I'm just saying. Rebel Rouser says, he's laughing. He's just laughing. Garner says, Rob Yoda, I get what you mean. I get it. Rob Yoda says, they still make game consoles. I quit after PS3 and 4. Yeah, they do, but this is a throwback. This is all the old Nintendo games in one. They're all like in there. It must be a solid state board or something, but it's really cool. It's really cool, and the thing's only like this big. Excuse me. Gear Runner says, I like Mario Brothers, Scott. Yeah, it was a fun game. I always loved that. Josie and I used to play that a lot when she was little. Sean says, I see Rob in a lifted Honda van in the future. That'd be interesting. Rebel Rouse says, unfortunately, you can't lift a minivan. Why can't you? Gear Runner says, me too, Sean. Thunder Whisper says, did you hit any snow when you traveled to Ohio? Not at all. There was some ice that went through the area probably the day before or the night before, because a lot of the trees as we were going were iced over. Nothing on the freeways and very little snow. I shouldn't say none. There was very little snow. So no, we didn't. We did we hit rain? I don't think we even hit rain this time until we got closer to here, but maybe not even then. I don't remember. Rebel Rouser says, T-Dub. Gear Runner says, now, Justin, that just depends on how strong you are. That's right. Or how many guys you've got, you know. Scott says, kind of fun, Gear. Kind of fun. Oh, it's a blast. It's addicting, too, man. Rebel Rouser says, laughing my arse off. That's true. Sean says, he'll find a way, Justin. He'll find a way. Gear Runner, he's a triple laughing. Rob Yoda says, did Gear come out with the unrated channel? Unrated and uncensored. A lot of shower scenes I've heard. I don't know. Gear Runner says, nope, LOL. Wasn't me. I didn't do it. Rebel Rouser says, can I ask Gear's wife instead? Laugh it out loud. Nope, she doesn't get on any of Gear's stuff, so you'll have to take it up with Gear. Krista says, Andy, wow, you better check your Insta after this. LOL. Gear Runner says, I've seen those smaller game consoles. They're pretty cool. Yeah, they're like a mini version of the bigger ones from the past. That, you know, they had the little door that opened to the front, and the game cartridge that you had to stick in, that half the time you had to do it 10 times before it would work, you know. Thunder Whisper says, what's up, Rebel? Richard Garner says, Rob, I have every game made for it downloaded to it, and my brother did it for me because it only came with 20-something games on it. Yeah, I'm going to have to look, Garner. I don't know if it has that capability or not. I'd never even seen one of these until she got it for me recently. Gear Runner says, I'm turning off notifications, Krista, laughing my arse off. I think that would be hilarious. Let's everybody flood Gear's Instagram account with in-depth and in-detail questions about what you want to see on his channel, on his new channel, his not PG, PG-13, G, or R-rated channel. Let's see. Scott says, are you thinking supercharging the Tacoma, do you think? I would love to supercharge the Tacoma. I think that would be an awesome mod for it. But I can't forget Magnuson. I believe it's the Magnuson supercharger. They don't have one for the current Tacoma motor, I don't believe. And that's the one I would want. So we'll see. They may be working on something. I don't know, but that would be awesome. Garner says, Gear Runner, poor little heart, could not take seeing me in my kilt. LOL. Yeah, Garner, I'm not sure if Gear is accepting pictures of other people yet. You might want to ask him. He might want you to send him a picture of you in your kilt. I'm not sure. I'll leave that between you guys. Gear Runner says, it's funny because I would have said it depends on how many women you have. Rebel Rouser says, do you like the new RAV4? No, I'm not really big on it. I drove through Tacoma, Toyota the other day, and it didn't do much for me. The name I cannot pronounce says, I think Toyota is in panic mode. They have an outdated Sequoia, outdated 4Runner, and outdated Tundra, and they're falling further behind every auto show reveal. Yeah, I don't know what Toyota's doing, man. I mean, you gotta keep up at least with some part of your line, don't you? You're in for it now. Rebel Rouser says, I DM gear with my 12 accounts. I love it. That's awesome. I'm just trying to help you out here. You know, every comment is a good comment. Just remember that. Mostly. Rob Yoda says, yep, Toyota sold out everything for a new Supra that's not even out. Yeah, I know. And how many people are going to buy that, really? I mean, it's kind of a niche market, isn't it? I need to update what they have before building something. They need to update what they have before building something new. I agree. Kotzi, King of the Crease, says, oh my gosh, where is the Tacoma? I missed the taco. You know, I believe you do. I really deep down believe that you do. And you can rest assured that it is coming soon. It's going to be back on the channel within the next, well, there's a couple videos coming out, actually. It's going to be back with me within the next, week or so. So just sit back, watch some of the old videos, King. You know, watch some of the old videos to hold you over, and some new ones will be coming soon. Gear Runner says, I only had one R-rated live, and my wife made me take that one down after my daughter's friend ratted me out, LOL. Well, you know, this time you can't let your family know what you're doing. You know, you can go under the new name. They'll never figure it out. Gear Runner X. So they won't even know it's you. I'm just saying. Rob Yoda says, they, not I. I understand. Krista says, laugh my arse off, Justin. I think that's hilarious. Garner says, hi, King of the Creases. Or Crease, rather. Sean says, LOL, Krista. Rebel Rouser says, hi, King. Gear Runner says, oh my gosh, Justin, stop it. Thunder Whisper says, Gear's new channel name, Gearology. I like that. That's awesome. Garner says, King of the Crease, is Vince going live tonight? I don't know. Gear Runner says, LOL, T-Dub. Gear Runner says, hey, King. King of the Crease says, yes, don't be late, baby. Don't be late. We won't leave a light on for you, like that hotel. Garner says, King of the Crease, I'll be there, man. I'll have my kilt beside me and everything. Krista says, hi, King. Gear Runner says, is it hard? Is it hard to grow an Instagram account? Or rather, it is hard to grow an Instagram account. So follow me when you DM me, LOL. That's right. You got to follow to leave the DM anyway, I think. Don't you? Don't you have to be a follower to leave a DM? Rebel Rouser, he's a laughing out loud again. He's just a cracking up like a wild man over there. King of the Crease says, hi, Krista and Gear. Little one of these waves, like he's royalty. He is the king. Sean says, you know that new Supra is a BMW with different skin. I've heard that. Garner says, I am afraid to watch Gear Runner's new channel. He might be running around in some pink lace from Victoria's Secret, LOL. Garner, I don't think there's any question at all that is exactly what's going to happen. It's not that he might be running around that way. He absolutely will be running around that way. Rob Yoda says, I need to make 4x4 vans, or they need to make 4x4 vans again, and not all-wheel drives. That'd be cool. You know, I'd like them to go back. I want a Volkswagen van. You know, those Volkswagen vans. I think those things are really cool. I'd love to see a new model of that, which I hear they're coming out with. I'd love to see it, man. Scott says, or just go for it and buy a Hellcat, LOL. That Hellcat was awesome, Scott. Man, one of the top, I don't know, 5, 8 fastest production cars I've ever driven. I mean, the thing was breaking free. The tires were spinning, excuse me, just turning in a parking lot, and I wasn't even getting on it, man. Let's see. Rebel Rouser says, you don't have to follow to DM. Otherwise, how would I DM you, Rob? What? You don't follow me? Oh, I am heartbroken over that. Might need a moment of silence. Gear Runner says, you don't have to follow, but it won't send it straight to you. It says someone requests to send you a message. I got you. You're right. I remember now. Danny, the Mopar Manny, says, hey, peeps. How y'all doing? My clients are playing Dungeons and Dragons. They both love it. I'm bored. But hey, I'm getting paid to endure this. LOL. Hey, and you're on here with us, buddy. What a job. You're getting paid to watch this live stream. I think that's awesome. Gear Runner says, think about all the people that would watch this that don't know me, LOL. They're going to be like, who in the heck is this Gear Runner guy? Well, you're welcome. Krista says, good one, Justin, LOL. Rebel Rouse says, hi, Dan. Garner says, hi, Mr. Mopar. The person with the name I cannot pronounce says, I was banned from Instagram. I was warned of gun porn and didn't heed their attack on my Second Amendment rights. Well, that sucks, man. So you've been banned. You can't. Well, you could create another username and go out and check out gear. Just make sure you DM him with a nice long description. Krista says, "Hey Dan." Scott says, "Gear. What's your wife gonna think?" LOL. He's not gonna tell his wife this time. You see, he learned last time. He couldn't. He can't release that information. Dan says, hey, y'all. Dan, how are you tonight, buddy? Did you have a good Christmas, Dan? Sean says, getting great advertising tonight, Gear. Absolutely. You know, Gear's given me a lot of great advertising. Gear made a whole video on my channel, I think, once a little while back. So, absolutely. Gear Runner says, hey, Dan. Gear Runner says, true dat, Sean, true dat. He's just not sure if this is the kind of advertising he wants. Although I think deep down, it is. Rebel Rouser says, your subs are going to spike after tonight, Gear. He's already doing great. He doesn't need any help. Dan the Mopar Man, I'm talking about the YouTube side. Now, and we're getting into Instagram. Dan the Mopar Man says, who's Gear Runner? LOL. It's not Gear Runner anymore. It's Gear Runner X. I'm just saying. Gear Runner says, true, Justin. Gear Runner says, they banned you for gun posts. Wow. Yeah, because Gear posts gun stuff. Gear Runner says, LOL, Dan. Scott rather says, take care, you guys got to go. Scott, thanks for being on here again. I appreciate you, buddy, and Happy New Year. Although I'll be on before New Year's or on New Year's or some New Year's thing, but thanks, Scott. Gear Runner says, see you, Scott. Have a good night. Krista Greenbean says, take care, Scott. Rebel Rouser says, take care, Scott. Let's see. The name I cannot pronounce says, not accessible without a dynamic IP. Oh, they restricted my IP from their servers. Man, you must have really laid something down that that they did not want to see. I don't know what that would have been, but that's too bad. So is there a possibility you'll be able to come back at some point? Or are you just, that's it, forever banned? Rebel Rouser says, oh my gosh, what the heck? So yes, I had mentioned earlier before, and I did explain a bit, but I'll do it again for those of you who were not on before. The next major mod for the Tacoma is going to be new upper control arms, or UCAs, for the Tacoma, because I'm having a rubbing issue, and I want something that's, what do you want to say, narrower, allows for more space between the arm and the tire so that I don't get any rubbing. That's going to be my next thing. I don't know what kind to go with, so if you know of any, and I don't mean you just know a name of one, anybody that's had some and have any experience with them, and they work well, I'd be interested to know, you know, what the brand is that they are using, because I have no idea what to put on with these things. Let's see. Gear Runner says, wow, man, wow. Rebel Rouser says they make different size control arms. They do. They make more compact. I guess you'd say, or different geometry of the control arm so that it fits better on the inside. Gear Runner says, I thought about putting UCAs on my Tundra. Do you have a rubbing issue on the Tundra, or why would you consider even changing them out? Or is it just because of the lift and the bigger tires? Garner says there is girls that post nasty pics on Instagram, and I report them as a spam, and they just come back. We see that's the difference between you and Gear, Garner. You report them as spam, and Gear subscribes right away. I don't know. Gear Runner says, I'd like to have adjustability. I've seen the adjustable ones, but you know what I mean? Why would you want the ability to adjust them? What would that give you? Because I don't know. Sean says, so you don't care for the lift. Interesting. No, that's not true at all. I love the lift. I don't care for the rubbing, so I'm going to correct the rubbing. I love the lift. Are you kidding me? I would not change that for anything. I think it's cool. I like it. Let's see. Gear Runner says, come on, Garner. I just follow them. I'm sure that's what he meant. I might have missed a word in there or something. Garner says, Gear Runner, I don't want a virus from them. Oh, well, don't go over to their house. You can't stalk them, Garner. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've seen adjustable UCAs out there. I don't know enough about, now I understand if you're an off-roader or whatever, but if you're not an off-roader and you're not, running the lift hard or anything, why would you want adjustable UCAs? I mean, what's it going to do for you? Or am I completely missing the point? And I could be, because admittedly, I don't know a ton about them. Although I will soon. Let's see. Rebel Rouser says, can you hear when it rubs or just feel it? When I turn the wheel sharply all the way, left or right, I can actually feel it, and I can hear the rubber squeaking or screeching against the UCA. But it's not a horrible. It's not like it's rubbing like it's going to blow the tire or something. But it's just enough that I can hear it, screech, if that makes sense. I can feel it, but not hear it when I take that turn, like I mentioned, out of a McDonald's, let's say, where the road dips before it goes back onto the main drag. When I turn the wheel and go down that dip, I can feel it actually hit the UCA. So let's see. Gear Runner says, my camber is all the way out. And I can't get any more. If I could adjust it a little more, I think I could make my tires wear more evenly. Gotcha. Makes perfect sense. Understand. Rob Yoda says, Gear, nice UCA will help you with ball joint fatigue, breakage. What brand are you going to be running? Total Chaos, Cambered, or Icon? And funny enough, I've heard of all but Cambered. I've heard of Total Chaos and Icon. Gear Runner says the outside edge wears just a little bit more than the inside. I remember that from your video. That's the one where Gear stuck his head in the tire, well, the penny's head in the tire tread. Inside middle, not much, but just a little. I remember that. Gear Runner says, not sure, Rob Yoda, just been thinking about it right now. Richard Garner says, Rob, I loved how you were talking smack about Josie's boyfriend, LOL. I've never talked smack about Josie's boyfriend. Eddie Smallhorn says, I'm back, had to run to the store. Eddie, I am so glad you're back. What I want to know is, did you film while you were in the store? Rebel Rouser says, welcome back, Eddie. Gear Runner says, hey, yeah, Eddie. Thunder Whisper says, that's why high-quality UCAs are important and not to use block lifts. Suspension lifts are far superior. Yeah, I don't argue that, but I didn't want to spend 10 grand on a lift, Eddie Smallhorn says, thanks, Justin. Krista Greenbean says, yay, Eddie is back. Richard Garner says, Eddie, I'm glad you made it back safely. The name I cannot pronounce says, try to get UCA with Heim joint. I would have never known what you meant about that until today. And that, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is to adjust for the geometry change due to the lift. Is that correct? Eddie Smallhorn says, he's laughing out loud at Krista. Eddie Smallhorn says, nope, no filming in the store? Dan the Mopar Man says, hey, Eddie. Rob Yoda says, Gear, are you currently running cambered UCAs? Gear Runner says, still stock right now. That's what I thought. Rubber Rouser says, 3 days till Jeep, Krista. 3 days. I think you're right. Eddie Smallhorn says, thank you. Richard, Dan the Mopar Man says, I'm so bored. He's making weird faces. I don't know. How could you be bored, Dan? Are you paying attention to the stream? I don't know how you're bored. I really don't. I don't understand it. Rubber Rouge says, how, Dan? You're watching Rob. Yeah, right, Justin? I mean, come on, Dan. How many live streams do you get on and people actually say your name? I mean, that just blows my mind. Krista says, I know, Justin. I cannot wait. Garner says, Krista, what is the next mod for the Jeep? JL. Thunder Whisper says, hey, what's 10K anyway? It's just money. Can't take it with you. YOLO. I agree with that philosophy, T-Dub. So I'd like you to go ahead and super chat me 13K right now, if you wouldn't mind, to cover the cost for YouTube. So go ahead and super chat that to me if you would. I mean, you can do it, like right now. It'd be nice. Now I'll go ahead and get a suspension lift. Sean says, got to change the wheel wells. Gonna take some welding though. What? Once your tires wear a little, probably won't be a problem. No, we're not changing the wheel wells. Dan says, Justin, exactly. Gear Runner says, LOL, 10K is a lot, man. Come on. That's right. Krista says, I want to lift and change the wheels and tires. The name I cannot pronounce says, yes, Heim are fully adjustable and more durable. Yeah, I saw a video on those today from, man, I can't remember, some UCA company, and they were demonstrating them. So, Justin, he's laughing his arse off. He's arseless again. Garner says, Krista, that would be awesome. Awesome, baby. Gear Runner says, super chat me that Friday, T-Dub, LOL. Yeah, I mean, come on, share the wealth, T-Dub. Come on, buddy. Thunder Whisper says, I've already allocated that 13K to my new sliding table saw from Austria. You don't need a table saw from Austria, man. I mean, come on, help a brother out. Just punch the 1, 3 zeros, hit send, make sure the right credit card's against it so, it won't, like bounce. Sean says, you spent that on your car /van/lifts, 10K. Well, yeah, but that's not just one thing, The name that I cannot pronounce says Total Chaos, probably best in business in my, best in business, in my opinion. Sounds good to me. They are one of the ones that I've heard of. So I'll talk to the shop about it, see what they have to say, and make sure that I'm going the right way here. Rob Yoda says, when you lift your vehicles, don't forget to change out the gearing. And if it's a 4x4, that means front and rear differentials. I haven't noticed any problems with mine. Mine is not 4x4, of course, but I don't know. I've heard people say that. I don't know. Dan the Mopar Man says, Rebel Rouser, that, and I'm sitting in a chair watching my charges. Wow. Dan has charges. Play Dungeons, that must be shop talk. Play Dungeons and Dragons, so boring. LOL. Oh, well. Yeah, but you're getting paid, man. And you're on here with us. I don't know. Thunder Whisper says, Rob Yoda, what does the gear changing do for you? Yeah, I'd like to know that myself. Rebel Rouser says, what's for supper, Rob? Well, tonight, Mother and I actually went out to dinner because Krista's sick. We went to a golf club and we had dinner. It was very good. Rebel Rouser, read that. I had steak and I had asparagus, grilled asparagus. Awesome. And I had those little thin onion. Oh man. Those thin onion slices, what are they called? Strings that they put on top of the steak with some sauce. And then I had shoestring fries and a Mountain Dew. It was very good, man, because they don't have sweet tea there, at least not that I like. So Garner says, your mom is bringing me home some samples. Wait a minute. Gear Runner says, my mom is bringing me home some samples of medicine from where she works. to get me over my sickness, and it is where my doctor works. Well, that's good. I hope you feel better, Garner. Justin says, getting paid to watch Rob. That's my dream job, Dan. I know. I know what you mean. He's so lucky. The Thunder Whisper says, I was told to change my speedometer chip because of the large tires. Yeah, if you don't change or at least account for the speedometer change, your speed will be off. Mine is off about 2 to 3 mile per hour, somewhere around there, depending on the speed. Let's see. Dan the Mopar Man says, Justin, we all know what Rob is having for supper, nuggets and sweet tea. No, I actually had that for lunch today, so not for dinner. Deer Runner says, technically, I'm getting paid to watch this, Justin. I'm sure someone is watching at least one of my videos somewhere, laughing my arse off. They might be. I don't know. The name that I cannot pronounce says, changing gear ratio to adjust for larger diameter tires helps the transmission. Yeah, but at what a point do you really need to do that? You know what I mean? Because obviously there's varying sizes of tires. So at what point does it become important to do that, I guess? Rubber Rouser, he's a double smiling. Tundra Whisper says the company that goals that in for the Tundra will do it for $100, not bad. The company that something that in for the Tundra will do it. I don't know what that means. Rubber Rouser says, LOL, when you think of the word thin, you think of gear? Yes. Dan the Mopar Man says, Rubber Rouser, the pay is not that good. Hey, buddy, if you're getting paid anything to sit and watch this, it's well worth it. I'm just saying. Rob Yoda says the gearing will change you back to the proper gearing. When you lift a vehicle with bigger tires, it changes your gearing and messes with the computer. You can get the computer fixed, however, but fixing the computer and not fixing the gearing will mean you're normally down on power stock vehicles did not come geared low enough for the bigger tires. Gotcha. Garner says, Gear Runner, are you back on your diet? Gear Runner says, not yet, Garner. It's too cold to run. I got pleurisy last year in the cold and don't want that again. I don't know what that is. I have heard of that. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right, but I don't know what it is. The person with the name I cannot pronounce says, my belief is anything over 2-inch diameter increase needs regearing. Gotcha. Rebel Rouser says, I miss your old ThrobbNation sign on your basement wall and your old live streams in the garage in front of the Boxster. Well, I can't give you the Boxster anymore. There is going to be a couple changes coming up in the new year with the location of the live streams. And I just released the old introduction to the ThrobbNation channel with the basement backing behind me on Instagram today. It's funny you mentioned that. I don't know if you've seen it, but Dan the Mopar Man says, Richard Gears on a diet. I thought Gear only ate chicken, LOL, and boiled at that. Gear Runner says, didn't Tundras with towing package come with a 4.3 or a 430 gear ratio? How much lower does it need to be, for God's sake? Richard Garner says, Gear Runner, it is good to wait till it is warm, or just get a treadmill like I have. Yeah, do that. Tundra Whisper says, yeah, mine has the 430 gears. Cool. Brandon says, yo, Rob. Brandon, what's up, buddy? Rebel Roger says, I did see it. It made me reminisce. LOL. There you go. I thought you might have. And I might have even responded to something because I don't know. Brandon says, hey, at Tundra Whisper, Rebel Rouser, and Gear Runner. Rebel Rouser says, hey, Brandon. Richard Garner says, hi, Brandon. Gear Runner says, hey, Brandon, how are you? Brandon says, yo, at Richard Garner. It has been 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 59 seconds. It is time for me to bid you all adieu. I appreciate you all being on here. I really do. Gear Runner says, hey, Brandon, how are you? Tundra Whisper says, hi, Brandon. Krista says, Brandon. Rob Yoda says, most new vehicles are geared for fuel mileage, meaning a lower end gear, somewhere probably in the 300s, when most lifted vehicles want to be in the 400s to 500s. The man or woman with a name I cannot pronounce says, I upgraded to a 5.29 gearing when I installed my 37s. Wow. Brandon says, good. How are you doing, Gear? Rebel Roger says, hold on. I didn't get the link. Brandon says, hey, Krista Green Bean. Sean says, happy New Year to everyone. You too, Sean. Thanks for everything. Thanks for being on, Sean. Gear Runner says, still a little sick, Brandon, but getting better. That's good to hear. Brandon says, everyone recovered from Christmas. Christmas was awesome. Rebel Roush says, have a great night, everyone. You too, Justin, and thanks for being on, buddy. Gear Runner says, Happy New Year, Sean. Richard Garner says, Rob, see you when you go live again in Ohio. Nope, I will not be live again in Ohio. So this is my last Ohio live. Gear Runner says, see you, Justin. Rob Yoda says, I'm running 588s front and rear in my Jeep. Cool. Gear Runner says, have a great night and week, everyone. You too, Gear. Thanks for being on, buddy, and feel better. Brandon says, hey, Rob Yoda 559. That's it. I'm caught up, and I am out of here. We'll see you guys next time on the web. Have a good night. Bye. I will be on before next year. Let me add that in real quick. And now I'm leaving. Good night.